comedy at the Refuge.
It may not have it all, no carpet wall to wall, or look like the homes in magazines. It may not be spick and span, it may not have a man or other labor-saving machines. It may be in a mess, but nevertheless it's a refuge when the world falls apart at the seams.
Penthouse flat overlooking the Thames. 2 bedrooms, huge lounge with terrace, Italian marble jacuzzi, German kitchen, Arab price excreta.
No, Dick, marriage is out of the question. Because I saw what it did to my mother. She became old and grey-haired and wrinkled. It was not the normal aging process. She was senile at 35. And it was all my father's fault. He was a tyrant. He insisted that his bull terrier shared the marital bed.
Dee Dee, would you please get off that phone? I need to speak to my financial advisor.
Dick, I've got to go. Julie needs to use the phone. No, Dick, my answer is no. No, Dick, don't do that. Please, Dick. All right, I'll think about it. He threatened to kill himself.
You should have let him complete the job. He's half dead already.
It's a nasty thing to say. Dick's a wonderful, caring human being. He's just completely inadequate and boring.
Annie Ray, you have spent hours at that laundrette, Brenda. Explain.
Well, Miss Julia.
Please do not call me Miss Julia. We are equals, are we not?
No, we're not equals. You're a barrister. You earn 10 times what I do. You bring your wages home in a bucket.
Brenda, we're not living in medieval times. Call Julia Julia.
Oh, I can't, Miss Dee Dee. I've got an inferiority complex. It's because I haven't had a mother's love.
Think yourself lucky. A mother's love is a cloying, sticky thing to have.
Well, I wouldn't know, would I, not having had one? I'm an orphan, brought up by a cruel aunt.
How did the cruelty manifest itself?
Well, she used to make me eat my dinner under the kitchen table, out of a dog's bowl.
Having watched you eat for the last week, I have every sympathy with the woman. How much longer will you be staying?
Well, that depends.
On what? The Financial Times Index, the balance of political power in Nicaragua, the price of cat food?
Julia, don't harass poor Brenda. She's undergoing a crisis.
I am. And what's more, it's got worse. My friend Enid's told me I can't move in with her. She's got a boyfriend now and he objects to my presence, especially at meal times.
He's obviously a man of refinement. I've seen warthogs with better table manners.
Whose are these baby clothes? Is someone expecting the patter of tiny feet?
It's not me. I've been on the pill since I was 16.
You started early.
Oh, I didn't have sex till I was 21. I was just expecting it. Daily.
Hoping for it, you mean?
I've never had it. I'm still pure. My gerbils are more sexually active than I am.
How extraordinary.
Not really. What else is there to do in a cage? So, these baby clothes don't belong to no one, then?
Hang about. Let me have a look at that sweater. It's mine! This is my grey cashmere! Oh, my God, you fool! You didn't put this into the laundrette?
Yes.
Would you put a Fabergé egg into a dishwasher?
I wouldn't put anybody's egg into a dishwasher.
What setting did you use?
Not wash.
Oh no! My best designer corduroys with inbuilt pleats and roomy pockets!
Go! Get out, leave! I hate you! You're common, you're ignorant, you're a fool, a dolt, and you water the houseflowers with my expensive mineral water!
These cost me a week's wages. Now Tiny Tim would have a job getting in them.
I've created an atmosphere, haven't I? I'm sorry. I'm not used to laundress. I got confused.
It was your own fault for breaking the washing machine.
How is the washing machine?
Oh, it's recovering in Curry's workshop. I visited it today, took in a bunch of grapes. Get out, Dee Dee. I'm a high-powered, resilient barrister, but than you, Mum.
But not in spirit. I'm 17 in spirit. And don't call me Mum. My name's Trixie.
She's £15,000 in debt, and she's trying to borrow money off me to buy a course of youth pills.
Well, what's wrong with that? Ronald Reagan uses them.
But Trixie, the courts have ordered you to stop buying things. You're a shopaholic. You should face up to your compulsion. If cruise missiles were on sale at Sainsbury's, you'd put one in your shopping trolley, wouldn't you?
She'd have two, large and family size.
Anyway, Trixie, you're under curfew during shop opening hours, so you can't go out by order of the magistrate's court.
That means that I'm stuck here day and night.
Why?
Well, there's a 24-hour garage round the corner.
Now, would you all mind? I want to make a private phone call.
No, we don't mind. Go ahead.
Who's it to?
I said it was private.
Do you mind?
I just said we didn't mind. Get on with it.
Would you please leave the room? I'm going to be talking to a man about the most important thing in life.
Ah,
Love. No, money. Harry? It's Julia Crichton-Crick here. Yes, I found a property. London, with a view of the Thames. 295.
that is cheap for London. £295.
1,000! And stop listening. The estate agents are long, short, and large. No, that is not a description of their physical characteristics. That is what they're called. The address is the Penthouse, Dock Workers' Wharf. Fix it, will you? If I can put 50,000 down in cash. And get back to me today. I'm desperate to move.
So, you're thinking of leaving us, are you, Miss Julia?
Day and night, Brenda. Day and night.
Well, I'd like to live in London. They've got the best shops there. The clothes.
Oh, when will you get it through to your thick head that you can't afford an Oxfam t-shirt? You're broke. You're in debt. You're in court next week because of it.
I can't live unless I can buy something to make myself look pretty. I must get to the shop.
No, you're not leaving this flat. In 5 minutes you'd have £1,000 in half a dozen stores.
Oh, leave me alone, you bully.
Now then, stop this, else I shall have to charge you both with causing an affray. Now, I'm afraid I shall have to ask you both to move on.
Where to?
The bedroom will do.
Would you put my hair in rollers?
I'd like to put your head in rollers. Steam rollers.
Fancy having a mother like that. At least my mother looked her age.
Yes, your mother was born with a pensioner's bus pass in her hand, wasn't she?
Just because you've got a pretty, charming, warm and caring mother yourself doesn't mean to say you've got to gloat.
Pretty and charming, maybe, but warm? I wasn't allowed to sit on her knee. She'd say, oh, don't, Julia. You'll crease my box, please. I tried to kiss her. She said I'd smear her lipstick. And if I asked her to tuck me up in bed at night, she'd say, I can't bend down, darling. My corset's too tight.
I wish Ellen was my mother.
So do I. She'd improve your manners.
Is you, Helen?
No, it's me, Julia, Grandma.
Oh. Is Mummy there?
No, of course not. Your mother would be 121 if she'd lived.
Not my Mummy, your Mummy.
Oh, no. She's on her honeymoon.
Really? Does that mean that you and your brother are bastards?
Second honeymoon.
Well, may I come in? I've left your grandfather. Whatever our disagreements, I must make my peace with Helen before I'm called away.
Where are you going?
I'm old. I could die any day.
Oh, no. She's not due back for another 5 weeks.
I think that's lovely, Mum. You come all this way just to tell your daughter you love her.
Well, not entirely. I was getting very fed up with Henry.
Isn't it a bit late for that? You've been married for 60 years.
Helen has showed me the way.
But you haven't spoken to her since you walked out on Daddy.
I admit at first I was shocked. But yesterday, when Henry complained for the 23,522nd time about lumps in the gravy, suddenly saw what she meant. Besides, it's getting so boring. He won't go anywhere.
Well, Grandma, he is 93.
That isn't the point, Julia. I interviewed a 90-year-old who's still climbing chimneys.
A 90-year-old chimney sweep?
No, of course not. He was a cat burglar.
Well, I'm going to bed. It's 2:45 in the morning.
Yes, Mum, aren't you tired? You've been talking ever since I started.
I haven't had such a good chin wag since I was a girl. We girls used to stay up all night plotting suffragette tactics.
You were a suffragette?
Yes. And believe it or not, so was Henry. Before we were actually married.
Mummy!
Mummy? Mummy! Helen? Helen?
Mummy! What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I've left your father. I've left your father. Oh, well, come in, dear, and tell us all about it.
Did you have a row with William?
No, everything was normal. We hadn't spoken for days. We were becalmed in a sprat port somewhere up off Iceland. He did the crossword, I played deck quoits. Boring. I'm rather good at it, actually. I bagged a brace of seagulls. Then, a couple of nights ago, we were having dinner at the captain's table when William suddenly slumped down into the sow stirring, making terrible choking noises.
Probably allergic to vinegar. Gives me the awful burps.
Oh, he'd got a herringbone stuck in his throat. He just managed to gasp that out before he went blue in the face.
Dear, what did you do?
Well, I pretended I wasn't with him, of course. I've never been so embarrassed.
You heartless bitch! He could have died!
Not him. He was airlifted off to Oslo's finest hospital. Well, Oslo's only hospital. And it wasn't until I saw him dangling in mid-air that I remembered he had the traveller's checks and his dinner suit inside pocket.
Why did he take them to dinner?
Well, he refused to let them out of his sight. He even slept with them in his pyjamas. They were the closest to his private parts that anything got all week.
But didn't you have any money?
A 50p piece sewed into my knicker elastic, like you always told me.
Very good advice, Mum. If you knew the number of girls that's saved from a fate worse than death.
Well, it didn't save me. I got a lift on a cod liver oil boat.
Thank God for that! I thought that nauseous smell was your new duty-free perfume.
Then I rode bareback across the Arctic tundra.
You rode a horse.
No reindeer.
Isn't that frightening?
Terrifying. Like most Norwegians, it was unsteady on its feet.
Did this reindeer have a red nose?
But the difficult bit was skiing 300 miles cross-country.
But it's summer, there's no snow.
I told you it was difficult, didn't I?
What you need now, dear, is a nice hot bath.
Oh, Mummy, it was hellish. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, come. Oh, baby, come to Mommy. Oh, dear, that's all right now. Mommy's here.
It's a refuge.
Mi famiglia era povera, 20 niños en una habitación.
My family was poor,
Pero mamá hacía las tortillas.
but Mama's tortilla chips were the most delicious in all Mexico.
Se hizo famosa en Santiago.
They brought her great wealth.
Mansión con jacuzzi.
She bought a jacuzzi.
De repente,
But
desastre.
disaster.
El Ministerio de
The
Comercio.
Ministry of Cruel but Fair Trading discovered she imported her tortilla chips from Medomsley Road, Consett, in County Durham. Now she lives in abject poverty with only a Pat Boone record for company. And anyone who remains unmoved is a heartless bounder with a laughably small moustache. Aye, aye, aye. Oh, oh, oh.
Pay attention, Phileas Fogg, authentic snacks made in Medomsley Road, Consett.
shifting sands of the Sahara, climax to this year's Paris-Dakar rally. It was won on tyres from the people who spend more on tyre research and development than any other company in the world. Make sure it's a Michelin.
You're not going to believe this. Buy a superb colour TV from only £65 and I'll give you another colour TV free. Buy one, get one free.
You'll recognize the sign of a great sale. Tomorrow at D.H. Evans, Army and Navy and House of Fraser.
You shouldn't be out here alone. Big cats are always ready for a feast.
So am I. Have one.
You're full of surprises, Virginia.
She thrilled as Jeremy's perfect teeth bit through the crisp coating, the layer of smooth chocolate ice cream, the solid dark centre. Jeremy devoured the Wall's feast.
Jeremy, you're not still hungry, are you?
Only for you, Virginia.
Oh, gosh.
Wall's feast, a truly adult affair.
It's a refuge.
Is that the law?
Honestly.
Come on, Trixie, I know you've got a gold card hidden on you somewhere. Hand it over if you don't want to be stripped.
Good morning. I'm Edwina.
I'm Trixie.
And I'm Pixie.
Good heavens. Are you a double act or just identical twins?
Well, not exactly identical. I take a 36B. In fact, I could do with a new bra.
You're not going near an underwear counter. I'm doing this for your own good, Trixie. You simply can't be trusted.
Oh, I can tell from your commanding tone that you're by far the elder.
Well, actually, she's twice my age.
I can't believe it.
Nor can she.
She's old enough to be your mother.
I should hope so. She is my mother.
Is this true?
Well, sort of. Trixie always pretends we're sisters.
But this is shocking. Why, you're a mature and attractive woman. Why pretend you're a little girl? Oh, when I was your age, women weren't allowed to have money and jobs and homes. We fought for independence. Don't throw it all away.
Well, I'm not the one who's throwing it all away. She is.
Someone's got to. If you were let out with these, you'd have bought a disco by tea time. You even used the family allowance to get yourself a facelift. I have to look after everything. And all because you won't grow up.
You're making your daughter do your job. But she has no one to turn to.
Here. I need a mother.
Oh, don't we all, dear?
I'm sorry, I didn't realise. I suppose I'm frightened of getting old.
Why didn't you tell me that before? I would have understood.
I've only got my looks, you see. When they've gone, I'm finished.
Nonsense. Oh, no, in my time I was considered a great beauty. Men duelled at dawn for my favours.
How romantic.
Romantic? They both turned tail, then fired and shot each other in the bum. Silly buggers. Oh, it was such a relief to reach 40. When I found my first grey hair, I ordered champagne.
Did you rub it into your hair?
No fear, I drank it. Say goodbye, youth. Hello, middle age.
You see, Mum, getting old's not so bad, is it?
Perhaps not, but I'm not clever like Edwina, am I?
Anybody who can open 6 bank accounts in one day and get overdrafts on them all is dead clever.
Remarkable. Perhaps you should take up accountancy, my dear.
Take this daft bow out my hair, Pixie. I'm 40.
Yeah. You see, mother and daughter can be friends, so long as they both act their age.
We're going to take this and buy you some proper grown-up clothes. And you can forget all that tricksy stuff. From now on, I'm calling you Mum. Morning, Gran.
Morning.
Is Mummy up?
No, she needs her sleep, poor little girl.
Come on, my little darling babies. Mummy's going to give you your sunflower soon. Oh, I hope those rats have been tested for rabies.
You're very fond of your gerbils, Brenda.
Oh, yes, Mum. I'm a natural mother. I'll put it down to having had a very wonderful one of my own.
You said you never knew her.
Not personally, no. But by all accounts, she was a saint. I've got a picture of her here, and a faded lock of hair.
Rather indigestible.
I haven't eaten it. It's in my locket.
Oh.
You weren't related to a donkey, were you, Brenda?
Pardon?
This hair has the consistency of a horse's mane. She should have used conditioner.
As a matter of fact, she was rather too fond of the bottle.
Gin?
Bleach. That's how she got split ends.
Oh, wait a minute. I know that face. Why, yes, of course it's Molly Bollard, our scullery maid. You know her? Oh, I remember her well. We had to sack her for stealing. Amongst other things, she also seduced the gardener, swore like a trooper, broke all the china, and dragged Henry's port.
What, my mum?
Yeah, but don't worry, Brenda. She was awfully nice to the dogs.
This is the end. I shall have to leave the force. I had to swear that no one in my family had a criminal record.
Oh, no, we didn't report her. No, Henry was very fond of her. She used to polish his heirloom.
Morning.
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 Oh, morning, Brenda. You're pretending to be a tea cosy. Late. I've got to do the shopping, the cleaning, and let Dick win at squash before editing 4 of my radio programmes, reorganising my file of facts, and writing a chapter of my novel.
How do you manage to fit it all in?
Only by being completely egocentric. Now Dick's asked me to marry him. I don't know what I'll do.
Doesn't he approve of your working?
Dick's very traditional. He thinks men and women should live together like lions and tigers.
What, in a zoo?
No, he should go out hunting while I stay at home and have the cubs. It's a terrible dilemma. I despise women like that. I could never become a humdrum housewife. Gosh, I must scrub this floor. Now, what can I buy that's quick?
How about barbecue spare ribs?
No, we're having no more barbecues. Not after you set fire to the curtains.
I didn't know you wasn't supposed to light them indoors.
Here's a mother. It's just one domestic crisis after another.
Was that the deep freeze plug? I thought it was the tumble dryer. Last night to do the ironing. I'm ever so sorry.
Oh, every bone in my body feels as if it's broken.
Have you been under an osteopath?
No, a dripping shower. When Mummy said I needed a bath, I didn't think she meant to sleep in. When do you think Brenda will give me my bed back?
You're better off without it. It's full of gerbil droppings. She takes them to bed with her. She says they feel the cold.
Julia, will you massage my neck?
I'm afraid I've just put my false nails on. Sorry, I can't touch a thing.
Julia, do you realise that the last time you touched me voluntarily was at Christmas?
Really?
Yes, Christmas 1961. I gave you a dance set, record player, and Chubby Checker's greatest hits. You threw your arms around my neck in gratitude. Still have the marks.
Just not a very openly affectionate family, are we?
No, that's true. Do you remember Aunt Dottie's funeral? As the coffin was brought into the church, your father said in a very loud voice, "I wish they'd hurry up and get her into the oven. I'm due at the golf club in 10 minutes."
You wouldn't even let me sit on your knee. I was horribly jealous last night watching you and Granny cuddling.
Julia, I longed to cuddle you. You were always as stiff as a board.
That was a starch Nanny put in my petticoat.
Julia!
Mummy, I don't suppose there's a chance to sit on your knee now. One knee would do.
Sit on the sofa, dear, and I'll fetch you a hot water bottle.
Is there room for a little one?
Oh, darling, of course you can sit on my knee.
Oh, thank you very much.
Brenda! How dare you? There's my mother's knee.
All right, Julia, I've got another one.
Mummy, when does one stop being a mother? Never, my dear girl, never.
It may not have it all, no carpet wall to wall. Look like the homes in it may not be spick and span. It may not have a man or other labor-saving machine. It may be in a mess, but nevertheless it's a refuge when the world falls apart. At the sea